Hey everyone! Today I'm doing something new because I didn't really feel like being on camera, so I wanted to start this audio series. Thank you for being here and welcome to the very first episode of this audio series that I call The Locked Door. I'm Sigrid and I'm so glad you're here with me today. For those who don't know me yet, I am originally from France, but now I'm living in sunny, hurricaney, Florida. I am the co-founder of the prison pen pal program Wire of Hope, and I own a little prison wife stationery shop called Pensionary. My journey into prison reform and anti-death penalty activism started when I was a teenager. At 14, I discovered that the United States still had the death penalty and was actively executing people. They had like a monthly execution in some states. At 19, I began writing to my first prison pen pal, someone on death row in California. This was my way of doing something against the death penalty. I knew I had to do something, even if it started small. So I decided to write to someone in prison on death row specifically. Honestly, I was a bit nervous at first, wondering if I'd even know what to say. My English wasn't that great either at the time, but I was eager to take action. My pen pal opened up about their experiences, and I realized that they were so much more than the crimes they were accused of. I learned how isolation can affect mental health and how important it is for people to feel connected. Many years later, I took more pen pals, and I have never stopped discovering these incredible stories of resilience and humanity since. Those letters turned into real conversations, and I found myself genuinely caring about their journey. It made me realize that behind bars, there are people who have hopes, dreams, and regrets, just like you and me. This connection only fueled my passion for advocating for prison reform and the rights of incarcerated individuals. Those years of correspondence really opened my eyes to the challenges people face in our justice system. I quickly realized that the entire justice system in the United States is deeply flawed and unfair. This realization expanded my focus from just the death penalty to a broader critique of how the system operates and affects those within it. My work with Wire of Hope and my daily interactions with incarcerated individuals have only strengthened my commitment to shedding light on these injustices and advocating for meaningful reform. When I started writing to people who are incarcerated, one thing became crystal clear. Our justice system is broken in so many ways. From overcrowded prisons to unfair sentencing, it's hard not to see how uneven the playing field is, especially for those without money or resources. Take, for example, the issue of mandatory minimum sentences. These laws don't allow judges any flexibility, so people can end up with harsh sentences for non-violent offenses simply because the law says so. For example, someone can get a 20-year sentence for a low-level drug charge because of mandatory minimums. Another big issue is that you are sentenced according to your federal poverty level. Not literally, but with money comes better legal representation, which often results in sentences that are a fraction of the time a poor person gets. Through Wire of Hope, I've connected with people who've spent years behind bars for crime that should have never resulted in such long sentences. Several have shared how difficult it is to navigate the system when you don't have a lawyer who truly fights for you. It's heartbreaking to think about how many people are stuck in this cycle simply because they didn't have the right supports. It's frustrating to see a system that's supposed to be fair but ends up trapping people, especially those from marginalized communities. The more you listen to these personal stories, the more it becomes clear that something has to change. Now, I want to invite you to do something that might feel a little outside of your comfort zone, but can make such a big difference. Consider becoming a pen pal to someone who is incarcerated. I know it sounds like a small thing, but trust me, these letters are part of a bigger movement. They participate in rehabilitation and help reduce recidivism. And of course, these letters mean the world to the people receiving them. When I started writing to my first prison pen pal, I didn't expect to learn as much as I did. You get to see their humanity, their hopes, their struggles. It's a chance to connect on a real personal level and break through the isolation they experience behind bars. It's not just about offering support to them either. You'll be surprised how much you get back from these connections. Whether it's a new perspective, a deeper understanding of the justice system, or simply knowing you're making a difference in someone's life, there's so much to gain. You could find support yourself and maybe a true and deep friendship. I'll share a quick story with you. Not just one, but several of my pen pals had been feeling completely forgotten, like no one on the outside cared. After a few months of writing, they often shared how much lighter they felt knowing someone was out there thinking of them and rooting for them. All you need sometimes is one person to believe in you to change your whole outlook on everything. It really reinforces how powerful even a simple letter can be. If you are not sure where to start, Way of Hope makes it easy to connect with someone who could really use that extra support. You can find pen pals based on shared interests, and we offer guidance on how to begin. You never know, this could be the start of a meaningful friendship. Before we wrap up, I want to give you a little preview of what's coming next. In future episodes, we'll explore some very important topics, one of them being the death penalty. We'll look at it from different angles, how it affects not just the condemned, but also their families, and what life is really like for those living on death row. I also hope to be able to share letters from incarcerated individuals that I've received over the years. These letters give the raw, personal glimpse into their world, something you just can't get from statistics or reports. It's one thing to talk about the system, it's another to hear directly from the people living through it. It would be wonderful to bring on some amazing guests, and I hope you'll hear from former incarcerated who have turned their lives around, as well as family members of those still inside. They have incredible stories to share that are powerful and will really open your eyes to the challenges that don't make it to the news. I will also be opening up about my personal journey as a prison wife. If you're listening on my YouTube channel, then it's not a plot twist, you knew. Otherwise, yeah, that happened. I will talk about the emotional highs and lows, the challenges, and the strength it takes to stay connected to someone on the inside. It's obviously a story that's close to my heart, and I hope it will resonate with many of you. So whether you're already involved in prison reform or just curious to learn more, I hope you'll stick around. We've got a lot to cover, and I can't wait to share these stories and insights with you. Well, that's it for today. It was just a little introduction. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. It really means a lot. I'm excited to keep exploring these topics with you and to hear your thoughts along the way. If you have any questions, thoughts, or just want to connect, feel free to reach out. You can find me on social media. I'd love to hear your feedback and suggestions for future episodes. I'll leave you with a thought. Justice will not be served until those who are unaffected are as outraged as those who are. That's a quote by Benjamin Franklin, and it really resonates with me as we tackle these tough issues together. Let's keep pushing for change, one conversation at a time. Take care, stay strong, and I'll catch you in the next episode of The Locked Door.